We are all experiencing an unprecedented time in our lives right now. The level of uncertainty, anxiety, and fear can be overpowering as we learn to navigate in our new world, all doing our part, whether it be social distancing, staying home, and abiding by federal guidelines. There are so many on the front lines who are battling a war against an invisible enemy. Being on the front lines can place a person's physical and mental health in jeopardy. A team of professionals has come together and created a program called Resilient Minds on the Front Lines to bring tools, knowledge, skills, and instruction to assist in a time of need. This team is dedicated to helping those who help others. On today's webcast, our guest speaker is Jeff Welch, retired sergeant and FBI National Academy Master Resiliency Instructor. Jeff talks to us about gratitude and blessings and how being grateful can have a huge impact on our overall well-being and health. Your hosts for today's webcasts are Master Resiliency Instructor Michael Pellegrino and Dr. Kate Tumulty-Felice, Professor of Education and Psychology and Coordinator of Education Programs.
Resilient Minds on the Front Lines was created to bring you 15 minutes of hope in a world turned upside down. The topics in our webcasts are all meant to help those on the front lines help themselves and others. Today, Jeff Welch talks about gratitude and counting blessings. Gratitude needs to be cultivated like planting seeds and letting them grow. By counting our blessings each day, simple things like a beautiful sunset or a great meal can change your negatives into a positive. Make counting blessings a part of your resiliency tool belt. Be safe, be healthy, be resilient.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Welch. I'm a retired sergeant from the Henderson Police Department in Henderson, Kentucky after 20 years. My current assignment is I'm employed at the Hopkins County Sheriff's Office in Madisonville, Kentucky as the training coordinator. I'm also an FBI National Academy graduate, Session 246. I'm also part of the FBI's NA Officer Resiliency and Wellness and Safety Program as a master instructor with that program. It's a great honor today to be able to be a part of the Resilient Minds on the Front Lines program. And we're going to talk about gratitude and counting our blessings. Buddy Johnson talked about in one of the earlier segments, he talked about how resiliency comes in a Swiss Army knife, and there's all kinds of things that we can pull from and tools on our tool belt. One of my favorite ones is what we're going to talk about today, and gratitude and blessings is kind of my go-to. When things aren't going well, I've hit a rut, I fall back on counting blessings and gratitude. What is gratitude? My interpretation of it is just being thankful and showing gratitude toward people that have helped you out or have been courteous to you. Gratitude does a lot of things for us. It promotes good health because we're in a more positive frame of mind. Along with good health comes sleep. And there's been huge studies done on how sleep helps us out. It also helps me out with the day-to-day hassles that some of the negative stuff that comes up, and I can always go back to gratitude and blessings when those negative things creep in during the day. It also helps build relationships. Just showing gratitude and counting your blessings every day helps foster good relationships. So, with that being said, there's a lot of negativity, especially now with what's going on across the country with the pandemic, and also with the civil unrest. There's a lot of negativity toward first responders, especially in the law enforcement side. Everybody's kind of looking at us negative, and being negative. It's very easy to go to the negative side every day. We can, each one of us can think of 5 things that are negative. And when you start thinking in the negative aspect, that's usually the way your day goes, is you spend it in that negative time frame. By using gratitude and counting our blessings, those things are positive. And think about the last time somebody thanked you for something very small that you did. It may be opening the door for somebody. It could be that you completed an assignment for them and helped them out, and they come to you and they're sincere with their gratitude of thanking you. How'd that make you feel? It felt pretty good. Hey, the person recognized that I helped them out, and they were nice and showed me some gratitude. On the reverse side of it, the person who showed you the gratitude, they get a lot out of it too, because it makes you feel good when you tell people thank you for what you're doing, or thank you for your service. Think about it in law enforcement when we have those positive interactions out in the community, and the community comes up and thanks us for our job. We feel good about ourselves. So gratitude is huge in my day-to-day operations with resiliency. Gratitude is something that you have to work on. Hopefully you're already grateful for some of the things, and you do show that gratitude toward people. But sometimes we end up falling in that rut. We have to catch ourselves catching ourselves, and start with gratitude. But we got to cultivate it. We got to plant those seeds, let it grow. And part of cultivating, how you can do that, write a letter to somebody who has been a positive influence in your life. We did this in one of the officer wellness and resiliency classes that I attended. My letter was to my wife. She's been a positive influence since the day we met. Couldn't do it without her. 13 years she's been with me in law enforcement. Very emotional letter. It was tough to write because there was so much that I wanted to get out, and there's so much that she's done to me that I was grateful for. So you can write that letter. Then have some courage and pick up the phone if it's somebody that's across the country and you can't physically be there with them. Call them, read the letter to them, email it to them, send it to them. You want to get more courageous with it, go read it to them in person. That really shows the person that you're really sincere. When I read it to my wife, again, very emotional. A lot of emotions came out, and a lot of good things, because we often take for granted some of the people that are closest to us. And sometimes we don't always say, hey, thank you for doing that, or thank you for taking care of this. So that's one way we can cultivate it. Here just recently, with the civil unrest, I reached out. I played college basketball many eons ago. And the team that I played for, we were a very, very successful team. And the guys that I played with were my brothers. We had 6 African American players, and we had 6 white players. But we didn't see colors. Not a one of us. We were basketball players. We were teammates. We were brothers. Race was never an issue with us. And so I set out on a journey to show some gratitude toward them. I created a Facebook page. In the Facebook page, it's just our teammates that we played with over the 4 years. And I thank them for making me the cop that I am today, the proud cop that I am. Because without them, I probably wouldn't have been that person. But going into it and not seeing people as colored, but just seeing people as human beings. So when I went on calls that dealt with different races, I would always think about my teammates. If that was them sitting there, if that was their child sitting there, how would they want to be treated with respect and dignity? So I sent a Facebook post out to them, thanking them for what they've given me, and they didn't even know they were giving it to me. Had huge positive responses from all of them, and I thank them for that. So gratitude leads into counting our blessings. It's very easy, like I said before, to go to the negative. Every morning I start my day off. I have a 45-minute commute to work. I don't turn the radio on, no headphones, no music. But I think about the things in the last 24 hours of my life that I'm blessed for. And it can be simple things. It doesn't have to be that, hey, I got a huge pay raise. It could be that, hey, you know what? I woke up feeling good this morning. My kids are healthy. My family is healthy. You know, I ride through rural roads coming to work, and the farmers are out in the field planting the crops and tending to the crops, and I'm so blessed for those folks for doing that. They provide food for not only me, but for the rest of my family and for the rest of the nation. It could be a beautiful sunset. It could be that you got your favorite ball team won a game, but we're blessed for those things. And it's very easy to go negative, very hard to go positive. But you know, the old saying is, if it's not hard, it's probably not worth it. So it sometimes it's hard to count our blessings. Get in a habit every day, as soon as you wake up or right before you go to bed. Think of the things that you're blessed for. It'll put you in a positive mood. It'll get you away from those negative things. We talked about how negativity can be very detrimental to you as a person, health-wise, mentally. It can be detrimental. So counting blessings, that's just part of the program with the resiliency. It's part of the tool belt. It's my go-to. It's my favorite thing to go to when I'm down, things are not going well. I take a step back and say, hey, there's a lot that I can be thankful for here. Closing, start practicing gratitude. Start practicing counting your blessings. Final note, I want to reach out to Mike and the guys who started Resilient Minds on the front lines. I love you guys to death. It's been a great adventure that you guys have started. Thank you for your time. Be safe.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate Tumulty-Felice. Thanks, Jeff, for your thoughtful words today about gratitude. Jeff makes important points about the role of gratitude in increasing social support, in changing our perspective, in setting a daily positive habit that helps us build resilience. It also taps into how our brain works. When we're in high crisis, high stress, high trauma professions, at a time when things are really adverse and there are challenges, our brain stays in a state of fight or flight. In doing that, it perceives everything as a threat. We get stuck in that place. Gratitude helps us be reset so that instead of perceiving things as threats, we see them for what they really are, and we're able to respond accordingly. When we are grateful and we pause and are mindful about the things that are going right in our life, we have better perspective about the things that might not be. It gives us more balance and overall allows our brain to be in a more homeostatic state rather than a more responsive state. This also helps us to mitigate the negativity bias that our brain might automatically go to, so that when someone does something that we perceive a certain way or in a negative way, instead of seeing that as a threat and going to that place of threat, we can see it with a more empathetic eye and maybe be grateful for the lesson inherent in that experience. Gratitude helps us in a lot of ways, and it helps us set a better example for others. A takeaway here that Jeff gave us is simply taking a moment, whether it's on your commute, whether it's part of your day, to be grateful for the simple things that are present in your life. It's a cool habit too, because the more you seek to be grateful, the more things you see to be grateful for. And that's a great pattern not only for you, but to help you help others. And that's really our goal here. So thank you, Jeff, and thank you for your time. I'm grateful. Be safe, be healthy, be resilient.
During the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, your mental health is vital. Please see the resources listed here as well as on our website at onthefrontlines.us. You are not alone.